Okay. Show me.
So depending on what intro you just watched, you already know how this all plays out, right? But you still want to watch it because you can either, figure out how we got where we are now. Well, either way, you could do that. So, yeah, you can either see how we succeeded or why we failed miserably. So, it's still all, I don't know right now, guys. We'll see. I think I got it figured out. But at the same time, you guys remember that movie, was it Groundhog Day? Don't drive angry, right?
Don't drive angry. Don't drive angry.
So, well, we don't got to worry about that because we ain't even driving it right now. But you keep doing the same thing over and over, right? And it's getting a little frustrating, because we fixed some great things, right? We got high beams are working, we got the column back together, we got the gear shift, everything's working great. And then we moved back to the dash lights, and we got kicked in the balls again. Right. That's just how that goes. So it is a little frustrating that now they're out again, and we're trying to figure it out. But I alluded to it at the end of last video, and I'll flip you guys around and show you what we got and why I think it's going to be just a beautiful plant. So as you guys can see, we got everything here we need to do this legit, right? And that is exactly what we're going to do. However, we're not going to do it 100% stock, all right? Move a couple things out of the way so I can show you what we're dealing with here, all right? So here we have the stock light, right? It's got these two contactors here, and that's how it works, right? We showed you this, I don't know, on the last 100 videos. It clips in right here, like so, right? And like that. Touches the circuit board stuff and completes the circuit. In theory, because as we know, that hasn't been happening. We've blamed it on this here, where this was damaged. I'm about 85% sure I did that when I was trying to jumper into this guy here. Not that it really matters because it didn't work in the first place, so who cares? All right, we came up with an idea. This guy. Clearly, we got ourselves a fine American-made product. Scored it off the old Amazon for about $6. We used our digital caliper to make sure that the sizes are all the same, right? And pull this little guy out. With the old 194 bulb. We'll slide her in there. Pretty nice. Then, if you notice, it's like she was made to kind of just go in there, right? And fits pretty good. It's all rubber, so it's not going to complete that circuit. No frying going on here. And now we got wires on the back instead of contactors. Right? We got a ground and we got a hot. Color coordinated, real nice, real easy. We have power coming in here. We proved that on the last video. So we're going to take the hot and we'll put them all to one mutual hot and feed her in there so that it'll work on the switch. And same with the ground here. We'll get the ground we used during the testing last time. We got that ground bus over there. We'll take the high beam, run it into the high beam on there, use the same mutual ground, and in theory, guys, all of this should now work flawlessly. And we can finally move on to something else. All thanks to this $1 little miracle. Thanks, China. Never fails, guys. I thought I had everything I needed to do it legit. I was even bragging about it like a second ago. However, I don't have any red wire. So we're trying to keep this like as legit as possible. So somebody gets in here later, they're not trying to figure out the mysteries like I'm trying to figure out. So I'm going to jump in the truck, shoot to the store, get some red wire, come back, and, well, you know, finally get to work. Yeah. Back to the store, right? It took like, what, a couple of seconds? Actually, it took like almost half an hour because we live in the middle of nowhere, kind of. And, guys, no matter how much I try to be legit, the cards are just stacked against me, right? So I got the red. Sweet. I said, let me get black too. Now this might look, no, it's brown. Because that's all they had. And the next store is like 10 miles down the road and I just didn't have it in me. So it's going to be behind the dash. And we'll know in our hearts that we tried to do the right thing. And I'm okay with that. So let's start wiring this thing up. Yo, if all this here doesn't show you that I'm trying to do it right, I don't know what does. You see what's going on here, guys? We're soldering. But that's the level we're at right now, you know? So we got all the bulbs in. We haven't done the high beam yet because that's getting wired separate. So we got all the bulbs in. We've op-checked all of them first, and that was an issue. Some of these wires, you know, they weren't plugged in all the way and stuff, so we got that all good. We soldered all this here. I haven't heat shrunk it yet. The heat shrink is in place, but we want to make sure it all works. So we're going to op-check it first, and then we'll heat shrink things and run the wires real nice and all that. But for that, we got to take it to our controlled environment and, you know, really do it up nice. So when I say our controlled environment, what I really mean is I brought it over here, shut the light off, and we're going to cram some wires into this battery right here and see how this goes. What? Now keep in mind, guys, this is a square body Chevy, right? That's as bright as they get. They're not LED or anything. They're just, we're putting it back, you know, keeping it classy. So before we conclude our controlled environment testing, we ran the wires for the high beam indicator, and let's see how this works. She's working pretty good. Let's go ahead and hook up the, there we go. They're all working. And high beam. Guys, this is ridiculously satisfying because the simple things, you know. Here we go, guys. All cleaned up, right? Got everything heat shrunk nice. Wires ran. Get taped it up here on the top this way it, you know, doesn't get caught in the screw here. All that kind of stuff. We're trying to keep it good, right? So then this is the high beam one. It's obviously I'm going to trim it down. It doesn't have to be this long, but it's going to go in right there. And then this is going into the back of the headlight switch for the dash lights. And this is going to that ground spot we found. So we're all ready to go, but we managed to make quite the mess. So we're going to clean all this up and then make the connections. So in keeping with our controlled environment testing, let's see how she is here. Dome lights working as they should. All right. That's nice. And high beam. That's awesome. Guys, I can't tell you just how like rewarding this is. I was just talking to Nick about this. And it's like electrical sucks, right? But now that we have this all working, super rewarding. And I can see all my gauges at night now. It does draw the attention that this one's not lighting up. But there's one bulb back here. Could be a bad bulb. If not, this one already has the lights like this. So I can just run that wire over there, call it good. Which you already know. That's what we're going to do if we have to. So, lights are done. Love it. Guys, I cannot tell you just how ecstatic I am that we accomplished this very, very simple task. But I'm thinking when you get your ass kicked for like 3 videos straight trying to do the same thing, the simple stuff starts to matter. You know what I mean? But I don't know. Be honest with you though, you know, these lights all being off, pretty much thinking about just shutting the rest of them off and shooting up to the house, because it's definitely about 1:45 in the morning, and I'm beat. I smell like yesterday's trash, and yeah, it was a tedious one today, but a necessary one. So I can't be mad about it, right? I mean, we took the time, we did it right, everything's working, the out of the box thinking, and there we go. Which is what we got scheduled for tomorrow too. A little bit of out of the box thinking, hopefully not as tedious and hopefully not as, time consuming. But I guess we'll find out then. I'm gonna shoot to the house, hose off, catch a little bit of shut eye, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Next day, guys, back down the shop, and I just had to take a second because I came down here, torrential downpour, cats and dogs, raining sideways.
I caught him using an umbrella.
It's like an hour later. Southern Maryland weather, guys. It is crazy. But we made it down here either way. And I started messing around for a little while. I checked that bulb to see if that was a problem on the heater controls. I mean, we knew it wasn't, right? No power there. So, you guys know what we already did, right? We just started doing what we like to do now, apparently, just like making wiring harnesses, and probably easier if I turn this around and show you that way. That's what I'm going to do. So like I mentioned last night, this guy already had wires coming out the back, so we just cut them, ran some extensions, and made it nice, try and keep it organized so we can run it in here. And so it goes right back here, right? This doesn't come out very far, guys. I'm sure you know this, but these guys here are like all cable driven, and don't just start yanking on it. The bulb goes right here, right? And there was hardly any play on that wire, so luckily I could kind of come in from over here. With the dash being taken apart, that was a lot easier. I was going to just tap into these wires here, somewhere on the back, and then thought to myself, well, what if somebody has to take this cluster out? And the wires that are on this guy, which I already mentioned are hard to get to, and this is hard to get to right back here. Well, then that'd be hardwired into here, so it's not going to work out. So we're just going to go ahead and make another connection in there. Not even a problem, guys. Just a little blade in there, no problem. And that ground spot back here, easy. You have to drop this like 6 times. You see that there? Let me get a little light on the subject. See it? Yeah, there's like 6 different spots to hook something up. So that's not a problem. We'll just kind of probably wire it. Maybe run it up there or something with those wires. Kind of keep it as neat as you can back here. I like the fact there's not a ton of wires. So, yeah, we're adding to it, but, I mean, we need it to work, right? All right, guys, we got our new harness run through. You see it's, I gave it a lot more room this time so we can move it around because I don't want those wires being super tight like that. But, here we go. We're all working, and well, I'll go ahead and mount that guy, put that back in place, and really shut the lights off again and give it a nice little mood lighting. You know what I'm saying? Make sure it all looks nice. All right, guys. So we find ourselves back in the controlled environment test chamber. So you know, we can test the lights because that's when lights are important, you know, like when it's dark out. Here we go. Dome lights working nice. First thing we had to fix there. And hopefully this is the last. So what do you guys see there? Nothing. What? Look at that. They're all working nice. See all the heater controls, all the gauges. This guy's a little darker than the rest, but that's because the bulb is here. Again, my finger. It's between the two. Like I said, guys, a square body Chevy. It ain't a brand new car. We don't got all this LED stuff. And personally, I like this better. You know, you can turn it down. Right? Oh, you can turn it back up. And then the dome lights come on. I'm liking it. We're done. We still got the, yep. We're calling this job complete. Yo. So like right after I got the heater control light working, I showed you the whole little bit. Megan, right? I knew she was cooking. She sends me this picture right here. It says, "You want some?" And she made some manigot. She made, oh guys. So I'm struggling right now a little bit, but totally worth it. Model, it was amazing. So she doesn't watch most videos, but if she does, babe, you killed it. That was awesome. So then I came down here, dragged myself back into this guy, and started wiring up that push to start switch. Well, I'll show you guys what's up. All right, so clearly it's, you know, professionally installed. No. I just got it slaved in there. This way we can make sure it works before we, you know, run the wires behind here and heat shrink and all that. So it's going to be mounted like right here. At the bezel goes there. So there's that. And then here's a switch. All right. And put the key in. Gotta love that noise. Turn the key to on. It's got power, right? And hit the button. So there you go. Shuts off with the switch, guys. And can't do nothing when it ain't got power. So, yeah. Think we nailed it. So if you guys think that this carbureted 350 fired up that easy after sitting for like a month and a half without me pouring gas in the carb, yeah, I got a bridge in Brooklyn I'll sell you real cheap too, you know. I'm making videos, yeah. I got it, you know. It's for the, you got to make it look like it's a thing. But yeah, Worked flawless. So now you see it is just a mess in there. So we're gonna clean up all the wiring, run everything nice, and bring it back when we're done. Boring stuff. You don't want to watch it. I'm telling you. So I want to show you guys something real quick. See the blue wire? That's the trigger wire that goes down into the starter. I did not run that. I think Sean might have. I'm not sure. But let me show you where it comes in at. Where is it at? Where's it at? Where's it at? There it is. See if we get you in there, guys. We're gonna get you in there. Watch it. Easy. All right. Is it on camera yet? No, maybe yes. It's like right there. You gotta see it. You gotta see it there. Yeah, there it is. So it's going through a hole. No grommet. I think it's actually a screw hole to hold one of those brackets in there. So we're gonna reroute that. He knew what he was doing, guys. So it's just like laying across there. I think he was just like, kind of like what I've been doing, kind of slaving everything in. Pretty sure that's what that was for. So we're gonna actually take this and run it up nice behind there and hide it a little bit and make it look classy. That seems to be the theme here. Because clearly, this giant behemoth of a vehicle, pure class. Guys, you can't make this stuff up. So things were looking good, right? I don't know if you can see or not, but I rerouted that blue wire. Just put it around the back of the motor and, followed the rest of the wires is what I did. Because everything comes over here to this little junction block, and I sent it through where there's a grommet involved now. I'm trying to do the right thing, right? Put the dash back together. Put the, mounted the headlight switch, all that stuff. And let me show you what we're working with now. So the dome lights and everything, right? Come on, as they always have. Sweet, sweet, sweet. Yeah, we didn't have the speedo hooked up. And we took all that out. Stay. Is it working? That's working. The high beam thing's broken now. Oh, there it is. That's sweet. We're good. We're good. So that's all working, right? Nothing. Now it doesn't start with the key, right? But you should be able to, the radio comes on. That yep, all gone. So guys, I went over everything, wiggling wires, that kind of stuff. Checked every connection, right? And then I get over to this side because I'm thinking the fusible links down there by the on the starter is what I'm thinking is the problem. And then you see that wire right there? Huh. I think that goes down to the starter. And that could be the one that goes to one of the fusible links or something, because then it goes behind the motor and over to there. So I might have found the culprit, but I'm not sure. Now here's where the fun part starts. I got a buddy out there who's like a tree frog who's sitting on the door. He's been talking to me all night. Keep me sane, right? I got it, buddy. I know. You know how to do electrical? I don't think so. But as we know, this thing was fuel injected. Now it's carbureted, so there's a whole lot of stuff not hooked up, right? I don't remember that wire not being hooked up. It kind of looks like it should be. So we got to look at that. Another problem is this thing being an 89. I mentioned this before. So OBS started 1988, except for the Suburban, didn't start till 91, or 92 rather. So every time you look for an 89 Suburban or 89 anything, OBS stuff comes up. I don't have a book on this thing, so that's probably part of the problem. But it wouldn't matter anyways because the book would have it fuel injected. So there's a lot of little, right? And we got, it's part of hot rodding. Things are not stock anymore, right? So I'm looking at square body stuff and I'm trying to find stuff online and whatnot. Yeah, you get it, right? Excuse me, I might have, yeah, my throat's a little scratchy. So, those are some of the things I'm dealing with. I'm not really sure. I know it's 2 o'clock in the morning, I'm sure of that. And I'm over this thing for right now. So, I'm going to take my thoughts and my aggravation. I'm going to go to the house and hopefully figure out something. Come back down here tomorrow and get this thing to start again. Because, man, this roller coaster of emotions is just killing me. All right, guys. So I was pretty pissed off last night. Little beaten. So I came down here today, recorded a very aggressive Tuesday morning tech tip that hopefully you guys all watched, and then proceeded to just chase wires. And I didn't know really what I was doing. There's a freaking surprise, right? So I did a bunch of research, guys. When I got to the house, I didn't go to bed. I sat up for about 2 hours, scouring the internet, trying to find out what could be wrong. There was all sorts of stuff about fusible links and all that because, again, we ran into the square body Chevy thing. This is like kind of an imposter. All right. There are no fusible links on the starter. I guess it's a little too new for that, fuel injection, all that kind of stuff. So I got under there, checked all that wiring. Everything with the starter is legit. That wire that I found that was kind of just chilling seems to do nothing. So it's probably part of the fuel injection thing. So then I just started looking at wires everywhere. I read every fuse under the dash. I've been down here, what time is it now? It's 4:45. I've been down here, I don't know, since like 1 or something, trying to figure this out. And we did. So I'm not totally pissed off anymore, so that's pretty sweet. Let's see, because now it's all ghostly, guys. Sometimes it works. Let's see if it does. Remember that noise I said was super annoying? We now love that noise, all right? So we want to hear that. Come on, baby. Come on. Oh, there it is. There it is. She's ready to go. So, I'm going to flip you guys around, and I'll show you where the problem was, and hopefully how we can fix it. All right, after exhausting every effort I could with my meter, my test light, and all that, the right way of doing things. You guys ever see down periscope? Yep, that is the method that we started getting to, and I kind of reached that point where I didn't care, and I would just start grabbing stuff. So I had the key on and the door open, turn the radio off, all that stuff, so I could hear the buzz if and when it finally went off. So said, we were over here forever, everything's good. Then we come over here. You see this little guy right there? That little fella. Yep, going to nothing. I grabbed that and moved it, and I started hearing it, and I was like, what? So it goes behind the distributor there into that harness. So I started looking through there and trying to find everything there, and nope, it wasn't there. So I was shaking that wire, and it would work and not, work and not, work, and it was just getting ghostly as could be, right? Well, this little relay guy right here, junction block, whatever you call this guy, not an electrician, I've said it a million times. This wire here comes up from the starter. This one goes down to the fuse panel. This wire right here, notice how it's been repaired. Yeah, I moved that, that's the one. So we are going to repair the repair, and hopefully that will work. However, we ain't doing it right now. Like I said, it's almost 5 o'clock, and we're going to Jimbo's for dinner. So, time for me to forget I own this thing for a couple hours, hose off, go enjoy some, some time with family and all that, because that's what's important, guys. We talked about it a million times, And we'll mess with this on the next episode of Pugliese Speed Shop. And you know what? After all the ups and downs and I'm calling it a win, guys. Dash lights work. Everything inside electrical works. It's a problem is under there. And it's all in how you twist it. It's like statistics. You can make it say whatever you want it to say. And that's what I'm about to do. Because I said I was going to mess with the wiring underneath. I had to clean that up and all that. So we're going to fix that wire while we do that. Because, guys, I'm done wiring for right now. Everything inside is legit. I'm happy with it. And, after spending so much time inside this thing, it's need a little work. And I think that's where we're going to focus our attention next week. Because I promised you I'd stop with the wiring. And I've had a dashboard over here that's almost got knocked over 100 times. And, that's what I want to do. So, that's what we're going to do. Like I said, guys, you got to go through all this stuff to finally get to the cool stuff. And I think a nice, comfortable interior is pretty cool. So, if you want to have the coolest thing in the parking lot, you better be ready to put in some work, and you better be ready to have your patience tried over and over and over again. Thanks for watching, guys. Actually, I got one more thing. I told you guys being old Wade took off to get some wheels. Here they are. And I only put the center cap on one because I want to make sure it fits. See how they looked. Here's my dilemma. You guys tell me in the comments. Keep them black. I'm not going with the gray that's on there. I was thinking maybe an off-white. But the black is kind of, it's talking to me,